Well, pink is no longer the color of weakness, it's the color of strength. And with me is the cast and crew of a film that started the pink revolution. As I was rave reviews coming in, I'm sure you anticipated that, but as someone said, the film ends where the movement starts.
I'm happy to hear that.
Wow, very well said.
I'm just really overwhelmed to hear this. I mean, if something this can happen, I mean, then film can really change the world.
No, but honestly, was it intentional to firstly name it pink? Because, you know, as many people are saying, it's again feeding the same gender inequalities that we are trying to fight.
I think from the very basic, what everybody do, that, you know, we gift a young girl a pink gift.
Absolutely.
And a boy a geo or whatever, you know, a gun or something. So I think it starts from there. That's why if you have seen the logo very carefully, in the pink logo, it's color pink, and behind that there are two hands also. Yeah, they're holding the bars. So I think we surely wanted to put on a statement through pink, so that, you know, it starts that it's not the color pink which is the girl's color. So pink can be many other shades. Pink could be, you can define it in many ways. And as you said, the pink revolution had started when the film ends. That was the intention, that it's that Annie remembers. And second, very clearly, honestly, I'll say, I thought it was a very catchy title. And I think, you know, name is very important for a film, you know, and so that you can clearly associate with it. So I don't think a lot of people are not going to forget pink color now. Absolutely. And what it associates with.
Absolutely.
Why was this color chosen, pink, as to be associated with women? I want to know.
And who chose it?
Who chose it?
I mean, we all choose. I mean, if you're a girl, you wear pink. If you're a boy, you wear blue.
Yeah, but why are you saying that?
So it's just ingrained in our psyche.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to know. Who did it in the beginning? Who started this thing?
All of us.
Yeah, so somewhere there's something wrong with that. Yeah, so there's something wrong with that. Who chose pink to be the color for women? Why
and
should
all little girls love pink. I mean, all of them, they see that. I mean, like your granddaughter, her birthday, I've always seen her dressed in pink.
I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure about that. I'm you know, seriously though, it's the mother that tells them wear pink, and tells the boy you wear blue.
Pink, boys
and then
blue.
somewhere, because you're such an impressionable age, I think that just gets ingrained and you live with that.
Absolutely.
I really want to know, why is it called pink, and why blue for boys?
It's always been, and now we are trying to change those very perceptions, defy them with the film.
Yeah.
What actually drew you to it? As you've also said in the promos, it's something that's going to change your cinematic experience of playing Deepak Sehgal.
Yeah, I'm just going.
And blatant dialogue.
You know, I don't know. Is this program coming after the release or before the release?
It's going to air tonight and
tonight.
tomorrow.
Okay. So yes, I play a lawyer that is disturbed by what he sees happening across the road into an apartment where these three ladies live, and he's a retired lawyer. He's not been very successful, but he wants to do something about it. And what he does, whether to protect them or to actually accuse them, is what you will see in the film.
Absolutely.
But what attracted me to the film was that the issue, the content, and the subject was very necessary in today's life. I've always been a believer in equality for women. In my family, we've never ever had any discussions or even thought about it. This is what I was inculcated with through my father and my mother, and therefore I felt it was something very close, and therefore I needed to do it. I never heard my role or what the screenplay is going to be like. When Shoojit just said, we are thinking of doing something like this, I said, fine, I'm working.
And so the dialogues are also very blatant and also brutal when, you know, she is in court. So, I mean, that was hard hitting, and then you were like, okay.
See, I think it was meant to be like that. I think it's enough that we have been dancing around it. We have never been addressing it straight. That's why when somebody asks a woman, are you a virgin, in the middle of a court, and asks, are you a woman of questionable character? I think I'm not a woman, so I didn't face it, but I've heard that women face it every day. And the streets, in a stare, in a walk in the night, in the park, or in the marketplace, they face these questions very clearly from.
Why is it that you ask this question to a woman with some kind of skepticism? You never ask this to a boy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, are you a virgin? Yeah, absolutely.
Are you a virgin? Do you ask any boys that? you know. So these are some of the thoughts that I'm sure that, I don't know, Shoojit, whether I'm right in thinking that,
Yes,
but these are some of the thoughts that came into my mind.
Absolutely. Yeah.
When you ask a boy, it's looked upon as something very glamorous and,
yeah.
and adventurous and something that you may
applaud
have
his,
achieved as a flag
Applaud his achievements.
you're bearing. This is a credential of mine. But for a woman, it's looked down upon.
Yeah.
Why?
Absolutely, because then she is
So
brand.
therefore, some of the arguments in the courtroom and some of the dialogues that you hear, yes, are harsh and they're very forthright.
Absolutely.
And that's what the film is about.
And very relevant.
True. And the three brave hearts, I mean, stunning performances by the three of you. So, I mean, how did you prepare without over-dramatizing it? Because all the ladies in the theatre could, I mean, you struck a chord. Everybody, there was a resonance.
Yeah, precisely that's the reason why we played it real, because we did want to strike that chord that everyone should feel that we are representing them in some or the other way. That connect was very important. That's when the film will work, that's when the idea will work, that's when they'll take us back home in their minds and hearts. Exactly why we didn't want to dramatize it. There were so many points we were told, okay, like don't like, see, for a person who's not really gone through this kind of a crime, say example, I myself, it's, if I see it from the outside, I might get really angry while I'm answering those questions and that what happened, what did you exactly say? I'm like, I as a third person will get really angry, but a person who's actually gone through it might not answer like that. That was what I was told, and I got into my system that I've gone through it. I can't be a Jhansi Ki Rani there in the Kadgara trying to shout out my lungs and trying to be that, you know, the big revolutionary there standing. No, it just has to be, you have to be so real that will be more than enough for people to connect with you. You don't have to shout or just have a very dramatic breakdown every now and then for people to believe that you're going through a lot of crisis.
And also, as three of you, you are in an industry that, they say it's glamorous, but also has its own darker side. Have you professionally, personally, ever faced any discrimination, ever, as being the outsiders, you know, making them up? Yeah, Andrea.
No, not for me.
It's a first film, so I have, I don't know. Keith,
Yeah, I think as outsiders, there is a discrimination in terms of the kind of opportunities you get. I mean, the biggest struggle as an outsider that goes on is the fact that is to look for opportunities. I mean,
with the gender-based, if you ask about the discrimination, with the few films I've done in my career, they sound funny if I tell you now, but when I was going through them, it was weird. I didn't know how to vent it out. There have been times where I've been asked to reduce my remuneration for a film because the actors, the hero's previous film didn't work, so they want to cut down on the budget. So the actress is asked to reduce her fee. That's what I was told. And eventually when I said, no, it's not my fault, why should I? They replaced me with someone else who could come in a cheaper price. I've gone through that. I was signed for a film on paper. My check got bounced because the producer's previous film didn't work, and he said, okay, my previous film didn't work, I don't want to invest that much amount of money in this, so just like bounce her check off. We'll replace it with someone else who's, the hero wasn't replaced. His money was not, his figures were not changed on paper. I was just replaced. So it has happened with me. Yeah, these are two of the lot of instances that have happened with me.
I just want to say something about a reverse discrimination also. And I'm not trying to, you know, bring down anybody. I feel that there is some value in that. I'm going to give you some personal examples. There have been many incidents in my structure in my film career where the leading lady has been a much bigger star than me, but has still agreed to work with me. And I think that's reverse discrimination, and I give credit to the leading lady. And therefore I give credit to the woman, because she agreed to work with me, a lesser star. And I'm not going too far, I'm talking personally as well. Jaya was a much bigger star than me before we got married. But she wanted to work with me, and she agreed to work with me. Mumtaz was a huge star, and she worked with me in a film called Bandhe Haath. So I will give the woman credit for having agreed to do that. I don't know whether...
Yeah, I mean, it's
But in the long run, but still, even like, say you said that you were paid You had said in a statement that you were paid far less than Deepika, but even when it
No,
comes...
that's because somebody asked me a question, on
But they said, but the woman
inequality of
still
the pay
cannot
scale.
equate with the
No,
man when it comes
that's
to
not,
remuneration.
everybody's taken that as a general statement, but you must go back to the question that is asked. The question asked was that, there is inequality in the pay scale between the leading men and the leading women, and I just quipped and said, but Deepika was paid more than me in Piku.
But still, the women can never
That's
compare
not
to
like,
the men.
that's not like, it has to be patthar ki lakir. But yeah, it's just a quip.
Yeah, you're right. And what you're saying that there's a disparity, no sure. But I think the
And
gap,
it's happening
gap
in
is
all
reduced.
fields, even
Yeah.
in sports. I mean, Serena Williams and Maria Sharapova have raised this issue in tennis, and they've said that, they don't get the same amount of salary. Novak Djokovic said, yeah, men should be paid more, and then he was hammered for it, and then he had to change his statement, if I'm right.
Yes.
But the point is that, yes, there is a disparity, and when will there be inequality is what Pink is all about.